Welcome back to another episode of Blue Peter. On today's agenda, we're going to start with here's one we made earlier. Obviously, if you know anything about the Focus st170s, you'll know that it is a gear cable selected gearbox. And if you know anything about a mk2 Fiesta, you'll know that it is a rod and linkage setup. Obviously, well, pretty much obviously, unless you're a bit dense, we're going to have to make a way to make this work in that. As you can see, we started making something, and the best way to describe it, not entirely happy with it, not entirely happy with the production, not entirely happy with how it was filmed either. So both of those reasons give me a good excuse to remake it, so you lovely ladies and gentlemen can have a little look at how it's done. Plan is, starts with the bit sheet. It'll then get cut, folded, bent, bits welded onto it to make the finished product. Follow along and you'll sort of see how we plan about doing that. So, another day, another dollar. We're filming Tuesday and got distracted, and then I ran out of storage, So this is where we are at the moment. Got to finish welding it all up basically, drill a couple more holes, grind it back, tidy it up, and then that'll be that. And then we can chuck it in the car, see how she fits. Hopefully it'll be a bit more rigid than this, because yeah, sideways movement, not entirely happy. So yeah, we will put a camera on, time lapse it, and you can have a watch of us just burning away. Minty. Not perfect, but a good compromise. George, you saw nothing. If anyone on YouTube land who's watching this is a welder and could recommend a good 0.8 MIG wire that doesn't have loads of splatter, comment below. I'm using pole weld at the moment and not entirely sure on it. It seems like I get loads of splatter regardless of what I do with it. But yeah, comment below if you've got any suggestions. If at any point you hear a sword fight in the background, that's because there's a sword fight going on in the background. I kid you not. Anyway, they're off. Anyway, right. Taking the gearstick off, measured my measurements, and we got 90mm centre point, and then 145mm centre point. What we're going to do is, because I'm trying not to swear, I shan't use the phrase that I was going to use. All I'll say is that it's something to do with male genitalia. I haven't got scribes, centre punches and stuff like that here yet. You might have noticed that in the video earlier. Bit of a weapon. So we're compromising here. So I'm going to have to find something to mark it up with. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a 90 by 145mm box on top. So that will give me my centre points. And I'll chuck milling stands into the pillar drill that you won't see me film on because the lighting over there is even worse than the rest of the light. So, draw a square here, pillar drill, that, bolts to here, here, bolts to there. Get all that done, and we're good. I did just throw this into the car quickly to make sure that I'm not an absolute, again, male genitalia, to make sure I've got my bolt holes right, which I have, so it does follow the same pattern as that, and bolts into the floor in the same place. So, good news there. Right, mark this up, drill, bolt, job done. That's especially for me, that is. Go to Mexico on test drives. Don't forget, kids, stay hydrated. Holes drilled, bolts inserted. Doesn't have a bit of insertion on Thursday afternoon, early evening. Wash that together, do this up. Then we can start to consider our life choices. It'll take a minute. Just going to do it finger tight because I need some better washers for this, and I've got to clean off the bottom where I've cured through. And again, another thing I'm lacking in at the moment here is something to deburr, but we'll get there. It's a process. Sort of tight enough. Just for Nathan. He loves a road test in Mexico. So yeah, right. Let's chuck this in the car then, see how she fits. Then we can pull it back out again and paint it. Oh my lord, that one. So I've got my building site floodlights on there and it's yellow and blinding. I don't know how something that produces such a unique light can be so bright. But here we go anyway. If it's shadowy, I apologise, as ever, I'm trying. Gonna throw this in now so we can have a little feel. Hopefully it's gonna feel good. And then I can take it out, take it to work tomorrow, paint it, and then bolt it back in for good. So here we go. The woods people are still out, so you still might hear sword fighting. So bizarre. That was nearly a disaster. He booted it over. Alright then. Well, hopefully that's not too shadowy. But that's low spreader that is. I'll press the clutch pedal because it's not attached to literally anything. Much better, feels solid now. That's what we was looking for. Glad I remade it. There was just a little bit too much flexing in the body for me. I did like how I had like the lattice in the sides, but if it don't work, it don't work, does it? It's got to be functional. I'm sure I could have played around with it and made that style work, but I think this does the job. It does what it needs to do. It looks smart. It means I've got a gear stick in here, still in a nice position, close to my steering wheel and everything like that. So yeah, mint.